Hello there, you guys, and welcome to this new setup. I just want to let you know that I'm used to teaching looking at my computer, but you're not there, you're there. So I'm probably going to get a little confused about where to look, but this is my new recording setup. Usually I just record on my iPhone, but my iPhone is there, it's coming through my computer, and the sound is being pulled from my really nice microphone. So if you happen to have any thoughts or feedback about any of the video or the audio, I would really be grateful to hear any comments that you might have, because I really would like to be able to make better videos for you where the video is better, but of course the audio is a little bit clearer as well. So this is the first video that I've recorded. I've been teaching on this setup for a long time, so far, a couple weeks I should say, but this is the first video lesson that I've done. So anyway, a warm welcome to those of you on Patreon. Hello, darlings. And for those of you on YouTube, hello as well. We're just watching this a lot later on YouTube. All of the most relevant content comes out on Patreon first, many months ahead. So it's not that expensive. Just pop over to Patreon. The link is below. And the link to the etude that we're going to be looking at today is also below. It's on the website IMSLP. And for those of you on Patreon, it's linked in our little post for our lesson this week. And I've also attached the picture with my little scribbles, my little notes for what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be looking at the Zwei Tanze from the Old Masters for Young Players series that we've been doing. And this little tune is in two parts. There's a bourree, and then there's the minuet. So we're going to look at the bourree today, and then next week we'll take a look at the minuet. So let's go ahead and jump in. There's lots of little dots over all of the notes, many of the notes, and so we're going to actually try and play that spiccato. There was a video that we did of, I don't even know, many moons back, that was talking about bowing techniques when we were looking at the easy etudes, the very easy etude series. So sometimes a dot can mean on the string with like a separation, staccato. And if you step on the gas a little bit with the bow speed, you get that kind of sound. But in this case, we're going to play it bouncy. We're going to play it spiccato. So just a quick reminder that an easy way to find your spiccato is by finding the balance point of your bow and then staying there. And then you're going to just start by just bouncing up and down. So you see how I'm just bouncing on one spot? And then I'm going to relax everything here. Everything's nice and relaxed, like I'm just about to drop it. The viola is going to catch it for me, and my whole arm is just kind of coming up and down in a teeny tiny bounce. And then I'm going to go back and forth. And to keep it even, I need a strong down to propel the up. Just like you're bouncing a ball, you need a down to have an up. So maybe as a little warm-up together, let's just try that out. You just find your balance point, pick a string, start with a little vertical bouncing. Just get nice and comfortable, get your nice tight and relatively fast 1-2, 1-2 kind of stroke, and then back and forth. Let's see if we can hold that for a little bit. Let's take a nap. Tell me how you've been doing. Are you all right in the world? All right, so we're not going to be playing the spiccato too fast. We're going to be doing more of like a brush stroke, which is a little bit longer or slower kind of spiccato. So rather than going really fast, let's see if we can lengthen the bow stroke. You can experiment with your contact point. So I'm a little bit further down. So beat up, my poor Viola. Anyway, so let me play you this one and then we'll jump into it. All right. So meanwhile, while I'm playing, you could just play the note A, since this is in the key of A major. Just see if you can do some A's along with me while I'm playing the melody. Okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. repeat, but I'm going to go on. So piano. It's really sweet. It's a lovely little tune. So a couple of things. I've marked this in the attached picture for those of you on Patreon. Let's just go through it, and those of you on YouTube can follow along as well. So there's 3 sharps at the beginning of our little tune, and if you remember the order of the sharps, Father Charlie goes down and eats breakfast. There's 7 sharps, and if you remember the order, it can help you to find the major scale. So let's try it again. Father Charlie goes down and eats breakfast. Father Charlie and eats breakfast. So Father Charlie goes down and eats breakfast. So hopefully that'll help you to remember it. The last sharp, Father Charlie goes, is going to help us find the major scale. Whatever the last sharp is out of your number of sharps that you have, you're going to find a half step higher than that, and that's your major scale. So Father Charlie goes, what's a half step higher than G sharp? What comes right after G sharp? It's A, so that's A major. And when we play this one, we can hear that it's joyful and lighthearted and it sounds major. But anyway, music theory time done. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other details on the page. So it starts MF, which is mezzo forte, which is just a regular kind of speaking voice. So, and it also says delicato, so I'm trying to be nice and delicate as well. Maybe I could be a little bit more loud. There's a crescendo. To forte, which is really loud. I'm going to avoid playing super loud just because I'm a little worried about the microphone since you're my first recorded lesson here. I'm going to not play it too loud. A trill, which is the note that's written, and the note above it in the right key signature. So it's a C sharp, not a C. And we've got a little repeat there. All right, so you can pause if you like and give it a little try on your own, see how that goes. Maybe practice it on the string to start with, and then try out some of these little spiccato or brush strokes. So the second half, we're going to start piano. So to change the color a little bit, let's start a little over the fingerboard. So really light versus, but a little bit over the fingerboard. And you notice this happens in the first half too, but there's a slur over those 2 little notes there, and they have a dot underneath them. So instead of just playing them as a half note, we're going to be separating them. There's 2 quarter notes with a dot, with a slur. So you're just, since we're doing the brush stroke, we're going to pick the bow off in between. Crush for crescendo. Again, those 2 ups. Crescendo. Try to lengthen progressively. And then maybe the whole bow. Decrescendo. And then we come back to the opening. To the forte. Poco retard, so slowly slowing down. And then it says attacca. underneath that last note there, which means that we would go immediately right into the minuet. So it would sound like this. All right, but we'll save the minuet for next week. Let me know if you guys have any questions. All the links are either there for you on Patreon. Don't forget to look at the picture that I've attached for you. And for those of you on YouTube, it's the link is in the description there for you. And please check out the Patreon page. There's all sorts of things that we do on Patreon, little commercial. Every month I have a guest artist teacher or specialist come and work with us. And they do a 1-hour class every month. We've had Alexander Technique teachers, we've had music history, we've had fiddlers, we've had viola professors, we've had, Qigong teachers. We've had all sorts of interesting classes. Every month I have somebody come and work with us. And so I'd love to see you there. I also teach 3 live group classes, 2 violin viola group classes, and 1 virtual studio circle, which is a monthly class where we just all get together and have a little bit of music time together. It's also a little practice performance class, and take that with a grain of salt. Doesn't need to be perfect when you perform. It's just, it can literally just be you talking and saying hello and saying what you've been thinking about with music or what you've been kind of noodling around with. You don't necessarily have to play anything. I never will make you play anything, don't worry. And you can just listen to other people, because we need to practice holding space for people to practice sharing, because it can be scary to just put yourself out there and just perform. So I know I've needed lots of little baby steps along the way to help me become comfortable performing and just continue to practice every month. It just really helps, especially with our sweet little group on Patreon. So for those of you there, thank you so much for being there, and I hope that you enjoy everything that we do. And for those of you that are not there, go ahead and check it out. And anyways, thanks for watching this, you guys, and I will see you next time where we look at the minuet.